Hi, everyone, and welcome to our practitioner call with Lifewave. I am so excited to have all of you here today. This is a special call on Thursdays because it's really intended for practitioners. We talk about the Lifewave technology, the X39, of course, our stem cell activation patch, but then we also talk about all of Lifewave's technology because we know practitioners need tools in the box in order to help their clients. And so if we could mute all, that would be great. And so that is the purpose of the practitioner call. Usually twice a month, we have Dr. Patty, MD. Dr. de Blasio is an internist, a regenerative doctor in San Clemente, California. She will be here next week. She was not able to come today. She had some other pressing needs, obviously, today. So it's me, and I will go ahead and go through the technologies. But if there are other practitioners on the line, please, when I call on practitioners, you can unmute yourselves, either ask questions, give your testimonials, say how it's working in the client for your clients. We really work on Thursdays as a round robin of intellectual property, to be honest. And so we'll get to that point. And also the last 10 minutes, I always show how practitioners can set up their offices to make sure that they can get the technology to their patients. So with that, let's talk about why we're here today. Well, it's all about X39, and this is the stem cell activation patch. And many of you have been asked to the call because whoever invited you here wanted to make sure that you could understand what this new technology is all about. Yes, we are not a pill. We are not a pharmaceutical drug. We are not whole food. We're not water. We are light. This is a wearable light technology. And some of you may be, well, what does that mean exactly? Well, light has been really starting to be researched over the last 2 decades. And in fact, when you go out into the sun, we know that the sun activates vitamin D in our body. So there is something to this light. Light and water make flowers blossom. We all know that that is just a truth. So what's going on with light? Well, recently, you've seen infrared saunas detoxing people. You've seen cold laser in physical therapy offices going after inflammation and repair. These are all forms of light. Well, David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, and CEO of this company, in 2004, actually, oh, this is exciting, because I just got my sleeve today, I have them on, started with something called the energy enhancer. And that is because David had been working with the military for years. He is the owner of our company, is an inventor, and he is actually working on submarines at the time with the military. And they knew what kind of a man he was, and that he was just an inventor. And in fact, David has about 100 patents and 100 research studies. So the man invents. And so they said to him, David, could you figure out a way to help our guys stay up at night without stimulants? And that was the beginning of the energy patch. David figured out how to use your own light to activate your body. The big word for this, and you can look this up in PubMed, is photobiomodulation, light making change in the body. And so he went and he created the energy patch. The energy patch not only creates energy, it actually uses your own fat to create energy. And it also actually increases the mitochondria of every cell of the body, which is the powerhouse, of course, it's energy. Well, the Navy SEALs loved it. And this is what the guys were wearing. Loved it so much that then the college swim teams, the US college swim teams and Olympics in about 2008 heard about all of this. And they said, what is this technology? And so they started wearing it. So there was a lot going on between 2004 and 2008 with this energy enhancer patch. But basically for the mainstream, people didn't understand wearable light technology, and the company was little. It was just doing maybe 20 million a year, little. And then what happened is, I think we all caught up with David and we realized that light was real. And then came X39, the stem cell activation patch. This patch uses your own light to activate your own stem cells. This patch was created in 2018, and the timing was just right. And the company now is doing over 300 million a year. So I guess we caught on to light. So let's go ahead and show you what the patch looks like. So it looks like a Band-Aid, but when you open it up, you will see it's so much more. You see inside, that is organic crystal. And that's made up of amino acids, some sugar, some water, some salt, some oxygen, and it makes a crystal lattice. Well, these crystal lattices are reflectors. So what is this reflecting? Well, it turns out we radiate our own low level of infrared light off of our body. All of us do. So when I say the sun activates vitamin D, we get that. But what if I told you we are all little suns, right? We all radiate light just like the sun. So this patch you put on your skin and it reflects back a light wave, your own light, right back into your body to make change in your body, photobiomodulation. And no, you do not need the sun to hit it to work. You are the sun. You can wear this under your clothes. You can wear them at night. We radiate light 24/7. Isn't that cool to know? So basically, what this does is it activates a peptide called GHK copper peptide. Let's say that again for you doctors that want to write that down. GHK copper peptide. You can go to pubmed.gov and search GHK copper peptide. There are hundreds of articles about this peptide that we make in our body. So this patch just activates more of it to work in your bloodstream, because as you get older, it stops working. So GHK copper peptide does a lot of really great things, which I'll show you in a moment. But one of the things that it does is it acts as a communicator to your stem cells. It tells your stem cells, hey, let's activate you again. Let's make more of you again. And let's reset you to a younger, healthier state. Like, let's make you work like they worked when you were 20. So can you imagine that you're activating stem cells to work in your body again like they did when you were 20? Let's think about what that really means. So I have some questions for you. Did you have gray hair when you were 20? No. Did you have wrinkles when you were 20? No. Did you have that chronic disease when you were 20? The bad knee, the bad shoulder, the arthritis in the fingers, the fast growing whatever that's happening. Did you have that when you were 20? Most likely not, because your stem cells were working then and they were working to repair. Because as Dr. Patty always says, the unique ability of stem cells when you're in utero, like when you're in your mommy's belly, is that they are changing. They're making a head, a liver, a stomach. I mean, it's kind of amazing that they can differentiate. But of course, after that's done, then your stem cells move to a different type of stem cell. It's actually called a multipotent stem cell. And they can't make two heads anymore. But what they can do is they can turn into whatever cell they need to be to repair whatever you need in your body. Isn't that amazing? And it kind of makes sense, because when you're 20, you got nothing going wrong because everything's repairing. You don't even realize how good you have it until you age out of that age. Do you know what I mean? Until you age out of that age. So what happens if we could reset you and your stem cells to work like you're 20 again? And I think it's really important to write this down. Stem cells are the only cells in your body that are changeable. They can change into whatever cell your body needs to be to repair, not to make another head. Of course, that's not going to happen, but to repair the issue that you have. So think about it. Can you imagine if by the time you're 30, you've lost 50% of your stem cells? And by the time you're 60, they're pretty much not working at all anymore. They're not dead. They're just dormant. They went on, I like to say, vacation. So I don't know. You think in your mind how old you are. I'm 56. Jan, I don't know. It's Jan 80. How old are you? 65? 60. I'm kidding. 64, 60, I don't know. She's doing sign language with me right now. So she's 60 something, right? Heidi, I think Heidi might be in her 60s.
I'm 67.
You're 67. All right. So you see what I'm saying, right? We're all getting older. And so as we get older, the stem cells just quit working, right? So what happens if we could get that army working again like they did when we were young? And here's the unique part about stem cells. They act as honing birds. They go in and they look for the inflammation in your body, and they march and they fix it. And then they go fix the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And so this army keeps on working. And so I don't know what's going on with you or your clients, but your stem cells know what's going on, and so do theirs. So what if we just activate our own bodies to work again? That's basically the concept of X39, the stem cell activation patch. And once again, the sleeve looks like that, and you get a 30-day supply. And here's the crazy thing. It's less than a cup of coffee a day. I mean, most injections of stem cells, 10 grand, and you got to go to Mexico now, because basically in the US, you can't get stem cell injections anymore. And what I mean by those are the umbilical cord stem cells. So there are stem cells. I don't know how many of you have had babies, but if you had a baby, you remember the cord blood. There's a lot of it, right? And the placenta. Most of the time it just gets thrown away. Can you imagine? But sometimes, have you heard of the cord blood banks? When my boys were born, we put my twins' cord blood in a bank because my oldest son had symptoms of autism. And they said 20, 25 years ago, well, we don't know what we can do with that now, but we know someday in the future, we're going to be able to do something with it. So you should save it. And I said, okay. And so we have ours saved in this bank. Well, now they know what to do with it. These are young stem cells. And that's what they use to inject people's knees and shoulders and do repair in Mexico and Europe. They used to use these in the US just a few years ago for injections, intranasal, Dr. Patty says, but they've been outlawed in the US, which is interesting. So you do have to go to another country now to get those, but they're expensive. And here's the thing. A lot of times they don't work that great. And you think, well, gosh, they're young stem cells. Why wouldn't they work that great? Well, hold on. I will tell you, where's my Eon patch? Well, one of the reasons it doesn't work that great is because
they're not yours.
well, hold on just a minute. It's not that, actually. It's not because it's not yours. It doesn't work that great because there's something called inflammation. And think about that, a bad knee, and you're putting a $10,000 stem cell injection in your knee. And then all of a sudden, there's a lot of inflammation. Think about that, a really bad arthritic knee, all that inflammation. And so the stem cell injection goes in, and the inflammation starts eating the stem cells. They love stem cells. Isn't that interesting? And so the stem cells are doing the best they can, but the inflammation eats it. And let's be honest, like our friend Daniel said, it's not your own DNA stem cell going in, and it's just a one-time shot, and all the other stem cells in your body are old. So pretty soon, if it eats all the stem cell and it wasn't yours anyway, then there's no more left. So what happens if you activate your own stem cells with X39 and turn them young again? And Heidi, show Eon. Can you unmute yourself so people can know what that looks like?
This is our Eon.
And put it real close. There you go. Say it again.
Eon.
So what's Eon? Eon is our patch that activates a peptide that reduces inflammation in your whole body. So what happens if you activate X39, our stem cell patch, and then you stop inflammation at the same time? You're going to turbocharge your X39 to work better. That is why Dr. Patty is so excited about our technology. We are a light technology. We are non-transdermal, non-invasive. We don't throw other people's stem cells in your body. We don't throw medicine in your body. We are activating you through light. And did you know, Dr. Patty says what's interesting is our cells work perfectly with light. No surprise. We wouldn't be on this planet if it wasn't for the sun. We have a great relationship with light. And in fact, they say that our body's like in between the cells and in the cells are like 98% light. Like we are just lights everywhere. And it's so cool. So think about it. When you activate your body with light, you're like tapping the cells to open up just in the right amount to receive. And so you don't have the problem with dosing. What do I mean by that? Well, Dr. Patty always talks about, she used to give glutathione IVs in her practice. And those are, glutathione is your master detoxifier and antioxidant pathway. And so people would push glutathione in, but sometimes you just push too much in and your body couldn't handle that much at one time. And so even Dr. Patty even does GHK copper peptide injections in the stomach before this came. And she said, but once again, those are external. It's not like a perfect relationship. So you have dosing issues. So I really love that we have this product that works so well. So let me go ahead and show you, and you can write this down to do more research. It's called startx39now.com. That's startx39now.com. Write that down because that's going to be your research site. That's where you're going to go to actually see if what I'm telling you is truth. Start X39 Now. Startx39now.com. And what I love about this site is it's purely informational and you can do your own research, doctors. So what do I mean by that? Well, watch the first video on light. It's only 2 minutes and it explains phototherapy, how phototherapy really works. Then go to the 3-minute video on how stem cell activation works. Really, what is happening? Well, I always like to say a picture tells 1,000 words. So I'll just point a couple pictures because you can have a really great time here. But as an example, look, this woman has only been on X39 for 2 weeks. And if you look close, look at her lips and her chin and look at how her skin has changed already. It's pretty amazing. Wow, it would be great if I could figure out how to use that without always losing it. Hold on, just give me a moment, please. Look at, I love this one too, the finger. This was a finger, a little boy's finger got cut off. Then it died, and then it came back to life. Like, I think that is pretty darn amazing. This woman, look at her neck. I like to call it turkey neck. I mean, she had the real turkey neck. And look at her neck now. It's really made quite a difference. So, I'll show you one more picture. This woman here had psoriasis. Look at her back. It looks so painful. Look at her back now. And lastly, this one I love. This is symptoms of spinal stenosis, which is the nerves that are getting pinched. It's so painful. It's really one of the reasons there's so much pain in people's body. They don't understand that it's really from the nerve. And this is the nerve being pinched. And look at this one, the full flow of the nerve again. And then I love this one. This is a woman that's had symptoms of scoliosis. Look at how her back is starting to straighten back up. So once again, I don't know. Oh, look at this man. I love this. Look at his hair. Look at, he's bald here and gray. Look, not so bald, hair turning dark again. Like it's all over the place, right? The differences. I'll show you a great wound healing. This person's finger got cut to the bone. He needed stitches, but he never got a stitch. And in 4 days, He just wrapped it with a patch. He put it right over it. I believe he put X39 and Eon right around it. And look at, in 4 days, it came back. So, oh, this one's wild. Look at her neck. And look at her now. She doesn't even look like the same person. I mean, in January of 2022, she had a neck of an old lady. I'm just being honest. And now look. And these are just real people with real experience. So come down and you can look at some of that. And this is a great video by David Schmidt. He's the owner, inventor, and CEO. And this is an 18-minute video of exactly how X39 works. Just how the technology works and the issues it helps with. I think you'll like that. You can also go right here and look at the patents and the clinical studies. For patents, you just click on it and you could go right to the X39 patent and you can read it. X39 activates your GHK copper peptide in the blood, which stimulates stem cells. You can't have a patent if it doesn't do what you say it's going to do. So I like that. I like that very much. And let's look at the clinical studies. I know you're going to want to look at the clinical studies. So you go right here to clinical studies and you go down and you can actually go here to the top line studies of every patch he makes, or you could go and see all the studies. And of course, you're going to want to start with X39. And there are so many good studies. Right here, the brain mapping study shows exactly how X39 activates the brain to calm it down, actually within 6 weeks, which you'll very much like. So you can go ahead and look at many of these studies. So I believe one of these studies, I think it's study number 3, talks about how there is change in the function of your heart within like 8 weeks. So you can definitely go look at some of these and see which ones resonate with you to learn more. Once again, that's the studies. And then GHK copper peptide. This is amazing what this peptide does. So this is where you want to go research it, because X39 stimulates this peptide. Stem cells is one of the things the peptide does in your body, but it does so much more. Look what it does to skin and hair. Reduces fine lines and wrinkles, grows hair, protects the skin from UV radiation. It does a lot. Look what it does for anti-cancer. It's the #1 bioactive compound in colon cancer to reduce it. It inhibits the NFKBP65. Can we mute, please, Heidi? Which is believed to promote cancer growth. It resets 84 genes to inhibit cancer growth. It actually programs cell death, which is...
Marcy, I just unmuted you or muted you.
That's wonderful. It also acts as a programmed cell death for cells that you don't want to stay alive, right? That cancer is basically cells that should have been programmed to die that somehow your body forgot to do right. That's just what it is. So that this actually, so there's so much here. When I saw this, you know, I'm a breast cancer survivor, 3 reoccurrences. I've been in remission now for 2 years, but this right here is why I started wearing X39 3.5 years ago. I read this. I'm like, I want that in my body. So that's a pretty powerful. Lung protection, pretty powerful what it does for COPD. That's because X39 helps with wound healing and reduction of scar tissue. And so, of course, you want to get that scarring out of the lungs, of course. Antioxidant, it activates SOD. For you doctors that know SOD, superoxide dismutase, that is a system in your body that goes after all the free radical damage. So free radicals, of course, are what cause cell damage. So you want something to neutralize that. This is a huge immune booster, SOD, that it activates. Brain and nerves. Look what it does to the brain and nerves. It up-regulates 408 genes for the brain and nerves and down-regulates 230. So it up-regulates the genes that make your brain work well, and it down-regulates the ones that cause issues. Makes sense. Stem cells, this is it. This is where it activates your stem cells to start working again. And of course, it's not the stem cells that's going to grow ahead. It's the stem cells that go and repair. It's the stem cells that we had when we were 20 that repaired us so well. Don't we want those again? I say yes. And a whole lot more here. You can just look. I love this. Reduces fibrinogen. That's scarring. Suppresses insulin. It basically makes the insulin work well. It unlocks cortisone. It basically, cortisone is like the inflammatory process, right? So it's going to protect that. So there's so much it does, and you can read more as you enjoy these sections. We wrote a lot of these sections in this site for the doctors because we really thought that you would want to know. So then we go down, you wear it 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. Most people wear it right below the back of the neck or under the belly button, but really any spot will do. Just remember 12 on, 12 off. Because we are light, if you wear it 24 hours over and over again, your body gets used to the light and then it doesn't work so well. So 12 on, 12 off. You can wear some during the day and some at night. You can wear them where David Schmidt recommends, or you can put them anywhere. Any spot will do, actually. And what to expect. I love this. So you're going to expect when you put the first X39 on to reset 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. You're going to make the brain become more balanced. As we have a study that actually proves that. And there's the study. And you can go read the study where I showed you on the site, all our studies, right? There was another study. This is the cardiovascular I was talking about. It showed after 6 weeks of X39, the cardiovascular system began to act 2 months younger. Can you imagine? Every 6 weeks of X39, 2 months younger heart? That's so cool. And once again, there's the study, the Center for Bioscience, the pilot study. And you can actually, I believe, read the study if you click. Let's see if you can. Oh, look at there. It's right there. Hey, this site is great. So you can read this study right there. Okay. I love that. You can also click right here to read the study on the brain. It's right here. So you don't have to go back and forth. I just remembered that it's everywhere. So that's a hot brain. That's not good. That's a brain that's like full of anxiety, right? This is a brain that's cooling down. And this is a brain in 6 weeks that's really a perfect combination of hot and cool. It's a healthy brain. So anyway, that's really pretty wild. And then we activate stem cells. And once again, stem cells are the cells in your body that are changeable. They can change into any cell your body needs for repair, just like they did when you were 20. Stem cells are what your body uses to replace and repair sick, dying, or dysfunctional cells. Isn't that great? We're just replacing the bad with the good. Like, who doesn't want to replace the bad with the good? I think it's pretty simple. I think that pretty much says it all. I think we can go home now, yeah? Okay. It also reverses age 8 years. Inside and out after 6 months. And there's a study, David talked about it at convention in 2020. So it's really cool that the owner of the company owns his company and is the inventor of all the technologies. And really all he wants to do is figure out ways to make us live longer and not feel bad. I mean, really, like, what a great purpose. So you can learn more about it. We have testimonials. We have what the doctors say. You can really go and see more about. The reason we have such a big doctor network is because it's stem cell and light, and this is what they want to do. And you can learn more by going to a podcast. This is our schedule. You can just go here tonight, Thursday night. Dr. Stacy is on at 6 o'clock Pacific, and there's the Zoom. You're welcome to take a picture of that and come check it out. We have 2 testimonials, real people with real stuff going on. That's 15 minutes and 15 minutes of how the X39 works. And I know you're going to love this piece. This is David Schmidt actually going over all the research studies. So if you love research, this would be the one, and you hear it right from David Schmidt. Lastly, you may be like, well, this is great on X39, but you say we have a whole toolbox. Is that correct? And I say, yes, we do. So what you can do is you can go through and watch the 20 minutes on our entire product line from David Schmidt and 1 hour of every technology that he makes. So Dr. Patty, when she realized what this is, that's what she does. She just went and she just started watching what he's created. And it's pretty extensive, as you can see. But let me quickly tell you what the other patches are. And you can take a picture of this or come back and download it. So once again, X39 activates your stem cells. We've just talked about that. X39 is also a stem cell patch. It activates your stem cells, but it activates it in the brain and the heart mostly. It activates a peptide called AHK, which is the daughter peptide of GHK. And it is super good for your brain and your heart. It grows bones. So it would be a very good category. If you wanted to write down categories, what you could do is like 4 lines. And under stem cell, put X39. Under organs, then on the top organs, put X49. Then put another category under immune system, because this is what glutathione does. Glutathione is your master antioxidant and your detoxification pathway, and glutathione, the glutathione patch elevates glutathione by 300%. Glutathione is the polar outer of all yuck. Fungus, mold, virus, toxins, bacteria, metals, Roundup, you name it, it pulls it out. I have a little sinus thing, which is basically just a whole lot of bacteria right in your sinus. It's the worst. So what do? I put right on my face at night a glutathione, Eon, and X39 because I want to pull the bacteria out, right? As an example. So glutathione would go under immune support. Eon. Once again, Eon activates the peptide that reduces inflammation. Inflammation is the eater of stem cells. So under stem cell category, put Eon next to that. X39 and Eon is always the base patches. I call them the dynamic duo because you always start with those. It is your full-on stem cell repair and regeneration together. Always X39 and Eon. And I don't care if it's inflammation of the knee, if it's pain, if it's a sinus issue, like always base with those because you're going to reduce inflammation and you're going to start the repair with those. And Dr. Nicholas likes to put X39 and Eon, anyone that has pain, nerve pain, he puts either them on the C5 on the bony part of the neck, and that helps with all upper body nerve pain. Or he'll put them together on the L5, which is right at the base of the lower back, right above your butt, really. And that right on the spine. And that helps with nerve pain for your whole lower body. And I just thought that was genius. And here's the thing. You can put them on top of each other. You can put them right on top of each other. You can put them vertically to each other. You can put them side by side. You can make them kiss. It's light. It just all works. Isn't that great? So then let's go to carnosine. Carnosine activates a peptide in all your muscles, and it protects your telomeres, which are the lady fingers of your DNA. And telomeres, the longer your telomeres are, the longer you're going to live. When they stub down to nothing, you are dead. So carnosine protects your telomeres, and it also protects every organ in your body, your brain, your heart, your pancreas, your liver, your colon. So this patch would go in the category of organ support right next to your X49. Alavita is our skin. Alavita reduces oxidative stress in 5 minutes, and it literally rebuilds collagen. Now, remember, oxidative stress is that free radical damage. So Alavita is really, once again, super good for immune support. And in fact, David did a study. He loves to look at energy signatures. And in this study, Alavita took an energy signature of a man from a dark purple with holes in it to that beautiful turquoise color. In fact, the reason Alavida is the color of turquoise is after 5 minutes, that's what your energy field looks like. When I saw that, I said, I'm in. I want Alavida. I want to be turquoise. That's pretty. I mean, you once again, you know, truth. That's a pretty color. So it also, the day and night cream are super moisturizing and hydrating, and it works perfectly with your skin. It's made from an algae oil, which is perfect match of our skin. So perfect hydration. And David really wanted a skin cream for himself that wasn't full of chemicals, because he knows that the skin's the biggest organ of the body. And he wanted something on his skin that was clean. So know that this Alavida skincare system, we have a day and a night cream. It's a very clean system for the skin. So once again, Alavida would be next to glutathione under the immunity section. Nirvana. Nirvana activates your endorphins. Endorphins are what make you happy. Like when you work out, don't you feel great when you work out? That's your endorphins. It's your brain chemicals. It's balancing the brain to be happy. So that could be a category too. Do another category, which would be, you know, stabilizes your brain chemicals for happiness, for mood, right? You know what I mean, right? SP6 helps with food cravings, and it also helps to support hormones and digestion. Energy, once again, is the activator of your mitochondria. It's the igniter of everything. You put a patch on and then energy is going to ignite. This is Coach Micah's favorite patch for working out, because it will ignite your workout and it turns fat into energy. Icewave is the reducer of pain. So you put a brown patch on the pain spot and a white patch about 3 inches away, and it will break the connection of pain. It's not reparative like X39 and Eon, but boy, it takes the pain away while X39 and Eon are repairing. Some people like something called the full body protocol. Dr. Patty talks about it. Let's say you have full body pain from your neck to your toes, right? She recommends putting a brown and a white Icewave patch on the shoulders and then underneath the feet. And when you do it that way, the white patch always goes on the right side and the brown patch always on the left. And that is the same for energy as well. The white patch on the right, I have those on my wrist right now, and the left and the brown on the left. Silent night. Dr. Patty just educated us on this the other day, and it was amazing. Silent night not only activates serotonin, it then turns the serotonin into melatonin. So serotonin, of course, balance is a brain chemical, and melatonin helps you sleep. So you could put Silent Night and Nirvana in the same category, right? Making those brain chemicals feel good again, right? Same category. You could also put, for pain category, Icewave and Nirvana. If you need a 24-hour pain clock, Icewave will take the pain away for 12 of the hours, but then you have to take it off. Nirvana will take the pain away for the other 12 hours. It takes about 6 weeks, and you really need the full Nirvana system for that, which is the patch and the pills. The pills are made of seaweed, and seaweed, of course, is a puller of all toxins. That's what keeps our oceans clean. It pulls your toxins and holds it until you poop it out, peep it out, or comes out of the skin, right? Detoxes out. So basically, the research says that Nirvana acts like an opiate in about 6 weeks to take care of pain, but it's not bad for you. It's not addictive like the pain meds. And I like to say where Icewave takes the pain away through the connective tissue, through the skin, Nirvana takes pain away through the brain. The brain's very powerful, you see. You can bliss your pain away. So a 24-hour protocol would be maybe Nirvana all day, Icewave all night. Icewave all day, Nirvana all night. That allows you to give your clients a 24-hour pain window. AccuLife is getting rid of pain for animals. Now, AccuLife and IceWave are the same patch. One's for humans, one's for animals. You could actually wear either. Remember, it's not dosing. Someone once said, "Oh, my brother's 600 pounds. Do I need to use the AccuLife on him?" And David said, "No. Weight doesn't matter. Light doses perfectly." AccuLife was created because the vet community doesn't recognize light as a modality, but they recognize acupressure. So AccuLife hence is for the vet community. Our aromatherapies are lovely. This is our newest product, and it's used through olfactory. That took me the longest time to understand. Olfactory is you sniff it up your nose, and you just spray it on your hand, and you just take 8 deep inhales of shine, and that gives you energy during the day. Or dream at night. Don't mix them up, or you will be falling asleep during the day. It also builds testosterone men and oxytocin women. And those are both hormones that help regenerate tissue. And also X39, I forgot to say, also builds testosterone and burns belly fat. So X39 is really great. Athletes like this one as well for all of those reasons. So I really wanted to give you what X39 does. I wanted to show you where you can research everything yourself. And I really wanted to give you the tools in the box and how to categorize them so you really know how to help your patients. So with that, does anyone want to unmute themselves and would like to share what's been happening with themselves or with their clinic, or if you have a question as a practitioner and you want to have something answered, that would be fine as well. This is just a time for us to do a small round robin. Anybody? And you could, Elizabeth has her hand up, I think. Elizabeth, did you want to ask something, or was that hand up on accident?
They show on the news about the children.
Hi.
Hello there.
Just real quick, 6 months using the patches. And
Yes.
a lot of good results with muscle recovery, but scalp issue, pretty bad psoriasis on my scalp. Maybe bad dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis, years and years of dermatology and error. So anyway, recommendations?
Yeah, and once again, this would be, symptoms of, right? Just symptoms. And I am not here as a doctor. I do not cure, treat, or diagnose anything. That would be doctors or you as the clinicians that are on this call. I'm just giving education. But for the symptoms of skin issues such as that, X39 would be stem cell repair. Eon would reduce inflammation. Glutathione would be the puller of all that yuck out. And Alavida would also help with that free radical oxidative stress. And I would honestly,
What a small world.
and hold on, Daniel, you got to keep yourself muted. And I would put it right in my scalp. I put all 4 right in my scalp, and I'd wear those at night while I sleep, and I'd see what would happen. I do believe that the glutathione, the X39, and the Eon really will get at that, but Alavida will be an extra hit on top of it. So I hope that helps.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, do we have another question? William?
Yes, there's one question,
Sure.
Several questions. Number one, are the patches specific for individuals? Are they interchangeable with the persons in the household?
Oh, that's a great question. So, I mean, obviously it's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So you wear it 12 hours and then you throw it away, and then you put another one, then you give a 12-hour rest, and then you put another one on the next day. Most people, like, they'll share a sleeve together, but most people don't take the patch off and then tell their husband to wear it the next day, unless you live in Alaska. Then you do. Because Alaska's never follow any rules. But what my Alaska friends do, they put the X39 on, and then they put it on their dog the next day. And what they say is that the second day is half calf, like half. However, and then after that, they say it really doesn't work. But that is not company. The company is 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and it's done. I'm just telling you what the Alaskans do. Does that make
So-
sense?
So in other words, the other 12 hours, I can't put it on. My wife will for the first 12 hours.
You could put it
I-
on the second 12 hours, but you're gonna get maybe half the result. And then it's.
Oh,
and then it's-
okay.
that-
Okay.
according to Alaska girls, not according to the company. Okay?
Okay. Well, see, we are 40 years old. And so, and we were trying to see how this working. We're just beginning, and I'm trying to answer some of the questions. Okay.
You asked
Now,
a great question.
which is best to take care of all of the, and I'm through, which is best to take care of all of the general problems that one might have. That is, what patch would you recommend starting out for all the general pain, age, or skin? Is the X39 or X49?
Yeah, for the joint and the pain and all of that, it would be X39 and Eon. You always start with those two. And Icewave is very good too, just to pull the pain away while the X39 and Eon are repairing. But if you want to save money, then X39 and Eon are the beginning two patches. Give that a good 6 months, and the things that will happen to you will be amazing.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Very informative.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Okay.
And okay, and we have another question.
You got a question?
Okay, Cindy, go ahead.
Marcy.
Hold on, give me a moment.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am just so happy and blessed being involved in this company. I met a whole bunch of people yesterday, and I was writing an email, and I didn't get on sooner because the person I wrote it to is not only interested in real estate, he was interested in the patches, and he felt my energy. And I am being blessed because what I do best is just going out and talking to people, and I am meeting people left and right. I just signed up over yesterday. I am so happy with everything. It's changed my life. I'm down 51 pounds. Everything, all my ailments are gone. I so believe in this. I love you guys and David Schmidt. One last question, which I will ask the Alaska girls. I have 6 dogs. I had one I had to put to sleep. I'll make as quick as I can, who I thought I could heal with the patches because she had cancer. She did live longer, but the cancer was too far, but I did extend her life. I use a lot of patches on my dogs as second days. Can I overuse, like I put 7 on a hurt dog? Who would give me an answer to say, maybe that's too much, even though it's half life? Who could I talk to in Alaska?
I'll just tell you, it's fine. You can wear 7. 7's fine. The only rule is 12 on, 12 off. But if you're doing the second, you're fine. I do.
Marcy,
I
I think for the
patches a
dog,
day, no problem.
I think for the dogs, I had them on longer than that. And I realized when I took it off the dogs, the dog was doing better. So I think I was trying to do it longer with the dog. So there's the answer. And thank you. I love you guys. I love you, Jan Rand.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
Thank you, Cindy. So I would say that the only patch, like you can wear as many as you want. I wear 7 at a time. The only patch you really have to watch out for and titrate up with is glutathione, because I call this like it doesn't take any prisoners. It's the full on detox. So if you're putting a lot of patches on, including glutathione, and you get a little tummy ache or a little headache, or for me, after chemo, I had all this bacteria that I couldn't get control of, and I was putting glutathione on, and it all pulled out of my back, and it was awful for a while. And I just took the patch, and I realized I was detoxing too quickly. So I took it, and you can just take half a patch and just put half on. And I just put that on then for 6 hours, and then I took it off. And then the next day I took the other half off, and I wore it for another 6 hours. And I just titrated myself up for like a month, and then I was fine. Now, honestly, for me personally, because of the issues I have, I have a chronic disease. Let's just call it what I have. I have breast cancer. It's chronic. I've had 3 reoccurrences. It's what I deal with. And so I personally wear 2 X39s, 2 Eons, and 2 glutathiones every single night. For me, I wear it actually every night. I'm not saying for you guys to wear it at night. Most people like theirs during the day, but I couldn't do that at the beginning, but I worked myself up to it. And and most people just need one, but I'm really working on something super chronic that I want to keep in remission, and I've had it in remission now for 2 years. And so, you know, I give you all permission to work with your bodies. Like, don't be afraid to work with your bodies. This is light. And as a clinician, work with your patients, like really figure out how this can be an additional tool to really be of service for them. Okay, Claudia, you have your hand up?
Hello, how are you? Such a
Good.
pleasure to meet you and talk to you, Marcy, and all the family. I was just talking to my husband, asking him to make a flyer for me with all the pictures. So I would put on my daycare center where I go to different daycare centers. I teach gymnastics. And he, like with his eyes, he said, it looks too busy to put this collection of pictures. Would you be able to one day, when you have a chance on the Start X39 Biz, also put some different separated pictures that
Well,
we
I
can...
did just do this. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, but they are together, right? Should we
Yeah.
just separate them?
You know, I've been struggling with that myself. The reason I like it together is I think it's a really great, so I'll just tell you how I'm going to use it and you tell me if it works.
Yeah.
So I just created this piece because I'm going to go do a booth, you know, an event in the next couple in I don't remember, in May, whenever I'm supposed to do it. And so under startx39biz.com, our business site, under 14 steps to success, you can go
right
to tab number 9, take the order, tab 9, and this is where I just added, and I'll show you how I'm going to use it, but I just added, is it there? Give me a minute.
Same time.
Give me a second. I just need to see if it's going to pop up or not. Oh, there it is, the before and after flyer. And this talks about, so this is how I would use this. I would be at a booth or in a doctor's office, or the doctor, and I would put one X39 on someone. And I would say, listen, this X39 uses a wearable light, I'm reading it, technology that activates your own stem cells. To activate your own stem cells, make more stem cells, and reset them to a younger, healthier state, just like when you were 20. Stem cells can transform into almost any cell your body needs for repair. Isn't that amazing? And it regenerates damaged cells like your blood, skin, and organs. And let's take a look at some of the pictures. And I would point, look at this man, he grew his hair back. Look at this woman. She had psoriasis. Look at turkey neck, no more. Look at this chin. Look at the finger. It went dead and it's now alive. Look at spinal stenosis. This is fast growing cells, no more. This woman looks the same age. This looks like the daughter of the woman above. Scoliosis repaired. Look at the dog, and look at me before cancer and after. So I'm going to start printing these out and using them at my shows. These also are going to be part of our mini info materials that's going to go with all of our gifts and in our education pieces. But if you want to make this different, where it's the same concept, but only 2 pictures, I guess you could pick the 2, or you could actually make your own up. And what you're going to do, because I just can't, I'm just going to be honest, like you guys have to be in charge of dealing with some of your own stuff. I can't do all the work for everyone. So what you can do is you can go to tab 6, or even better, tab 6, give a gift. And under marketing supplies, you can go right here. And what you do is you call Sally, who does our designing and our printing, and you could take a picture right now of her phone number, or write it down. There's her phone number. And all you do is say, Sally, I need you to make me this. And she'll make it for you, and she'll send it to you, and then you'll have what you need. And if she makes you something really cool that you think could help the whole team, then you text me, Marcy, Sally just made me this. We love it. Get it on the site. And my number, if anybody wants it, it's Marcy Preble 949 637-0610. But that would help me very much, Claudia. And you can definitely do whatever you want. I do understand that
Uh-huh.
you would like maybe just 2 pictures on it. Maybe I'll figure one out with just my favorite 4. Maybe I'll do 2 different ones. But I found when I was at my event that it was so nice having the collage because everybody wanted to put the patch on when I pointed to the different experiences. And literally, everybody had a different one. So the person that was into a beautiful face wanted it, but the person that has horrible back pain loved the stenosis one, right? And so I think that we need to understand that we are of service and of education. How do we
Okay.
best do that? And I do believe that new before after piece is one of the best pieces I've created so far. And we're going to actually put that behind the symptoms checklist. Look at this one. Jan doesn't even know what we're doing. I'm getting all excited now. You got me going. So what I mean
Thank
by
you.
that, thank you, is I mean that what we're going to do eventually is undertake the order. You see that? We're gonna do well, you can print them off right now, the before and after, and then this called symptoms of aging is like the health tracker. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the before after on the back of this, and that's gonna be what we send out with all of our gifts, and even when we send
Awesome.
our business bags. So when you order business bags pretty soon under tab 6, give a gift, whether you're a doctor, this is our best information. And this has our patches, our price list, our what to expect. This tracker will be before and after pictures on the front and tracking on the back. I think that this kit is going to be really, really wonderful very soon. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Claudia.
Yeah, I'll see you in June in Texas, right? In Houston.
Yes, I'll see you in June in Texas.
Oh, I can't wait. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you for everything.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Okay, Suzanne McGee, are you there? Why don't you unmute yourself, honey? We have time for 2 more questions. We'll do Suzanne and Cam. Mhm.
This is real quick. I have a doctor texting me and I'm trying to show him on the site exactly where the brain study is.
Sure. So let me
So
show you.
would you show us
So,
again, please?
Yes, you go to, and it's 2 different places, and I'll show you both. So you
Okay.
go to, I'm so sorry. You go to startx39now.com. That's startx39now.com.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, and I'm going to share screen. I'm going to first show you the easiest. Go down to
Okay.
the what to expect. And are you following me?
Yes, I am.
And right there, a recent study has shown after 6 weeks, X39 helped the brain become more balanced, as shown on the QEEG brain mapping. These types of changes can calm an overactive brain, leading to a decrease in multiple symptoms such as memory, depression, anxiety, sleep, and more. Here's the study, 2019 PSYK Labs. Read the study. You click right here, and there it is.
Okay, that'll be great.
And I'm
Okay.
going to show you the other place too, just because a lot of doctors really want the, what's the word I want to say? They want to know where all the studies. So you could say, you can just see that, or doctor, you can come right up to our studies. And right here are our 90 clinical studies. You see that, Suzanne?
Yes.
And you could tell doctor, you could see everything. And then you take him to the lower one, which is all the studies. And I usually do this. So, and then you would say, go to X39, and then you would look for the brain mapping study. And it's right there, the non-invasive brain mapping study. Do you see that? And then do you see it?
Haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, just make sure we're on this. I just want you to be at the same place with me.
I'm at the science community. I need to go down further.
Are you there or not?
No, I'm not. Let's see.
Okay, don't worry. I'm going to take you back. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the science community, and you're going to go to 90 plus clinical studies on the left.
Oh, yes. I missed that.
I want you to click on that with me.
Yes, I
And
did.
then you don't want to do the highlight studies. They're wonderful, but you want for a doctor to go to the big boy studies all. You with me?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
you just click on X39, the down arrow. Do you see that?
Yes. Mhm.
And then
Got
you
it.
can see all of them and just go down to the brain mapping. Do you see the brain mapping?
Mhm.
Yes.
Got it. Mhm.
Then you click learn more and there's the study as well.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
those are two places you can do what to expect, but you know, doctors want to read all the studies. So just take them to the 90 clinical section. Okay.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. And I think we had one more question. Anybody else? Or are we good for today? Oh, Jess, go ahead. Oops, you're still muted, honey.
Thanks, Marcy. Hi. So
Hi.
you did answer the questions. Yeah, you're looking beautiful. It's great to see
Oh,
that you must be feeling well.
I do. Thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah.
noticing. Gonna make me cry. I know. Look at, I got my
Oh.
patches on right now. I got my Nirvana and I got my energy because I wear so much at night. So I put these on today. Yeah.
I've been trying to reach you for months, but you're so busy. So I'll keep leaving messages. Well, one day we'll hook
Oh
up.
goodness, I feel so bad. Put your
Don't,
name
don't feel bad. You're busy.
put your name on put your name on chat and I'll call you today. Put your name on put your phone number on chat right now.
Directly to you.
Yeah, just directly to me. I'll pull that off. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I appreciate that you said you could double up on the, I've been asking for a couple of months, but that I can double up. I have a couple of pretty critical situations I'm dealing with.
Okay.
Including a rare carcinoid tumor. So I'm hoping to be the poster child when I have my scan in a couple of months, another scan.
Oh, let us know.
But if I can, yeah, so I would like some more direction, which is not for here. I'm not turning it into a session, but to work very specifically. And then when I work with my clients, I want to be introducing this as an intuitive counsel.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this. It's the first time in my 72 years that I feel confident that something will change. So,
right. Isn't that
yeah. So with the doubling up on the patches, can I put it directly on, let's say the gallbladder needs help, or do I just stay with the meridian points? Because I've been intuitively dowsing and playing with them. But do they have to be on the meridian points?
They don't. You can put them on the points. You can put them on the spine, on the nerves, or you can just love the spot. Honestly, I move around with them intuitively. I just work with my body. And so lately, the X39, I'm going to be honest, the X39 on glutathione lately, I don't know why, but I just been putting them on my heart and I'm not even sure. But normally I put them on my lower back or right above my butt because it helps pull out the bacteria. And sometimes I put them right below the back of my neck. Like I'm not the right person to ask. I'm all over the place, but I just figure my whole body's
I like that. I'm more in agreement with you, but I also want to make sure I do get.
Yeah, I would say for you, I mean, with all, do you mind me asking where is the location of fast growing stuff on you?
So it's a rare carcinoid neuroendocrine tumor.
And where's that located?
It's in my lungs, and I have dozens of nodules in my lungs for 20 years. I lived in mold. I've been sick all of my life practically.
I would double patch. I do X39 on glutathione right below the back of the neck, and I do X39 on glutathione right on my lungs, and I put carnosine right on my lungs and Alavita.
Or I know these are lung points where you usually put the energy ones, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter wherever.
Right. Okay. I would just be loving the lungs, but also I would be putting it on the nervous system below the lower back.
Yeah.
Right. I for me personally, I just be hitting it hard from both sides like that.
Okay. And it makes sense to me that you're putting them on your heart, because when you're loving your heart, other things can heal.
Really?
I
don't really know why I do it. I just
you're doing intuitively. It makes sense to me as a practitioner of like 47 years. I've been doing intuitive work, so it makes a lot of sense, because even if you're holding the light, let's say that you're holding like the child a light energy ball, and you're holding it, or just holding your heart simply, that's where a lot of healing comes.
No, you make me cry. Okay,
it comes through love.
Through love.
It comes through love. So I think your intuition is spot on for that.
Thank you, Jess, and thank you for
Yeah.
your, thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and do
Yeah,
we have
lovely.
any?
Thank you.
Jess. Oh, and Jess, you didn't put your phone number yet in
I
chat.
just did.
Make sure you do so I can see it.
I did Marcy Preble, direct message 107. Yeah.
Okay, hold on just a minute. For some reason, I'm not seeing it. So I just wrote, put
Well,
give me your cell number again, and I direct message you, Jess, just so I see it. For some reason, I'm having a hard
Yeah,
time.
that's
Oh,
okay.
there it is. There it is. I see it. Okay, I have time for one more question. Any other questions? Are we good? Suzanne, do you have another question, honey? I'm not sure, or your hand is still raised.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Hey, Marcy, it's Cynthia. Just real quickly.
Yeah.
I was showing a person who's been recovering from cancer your video and stuff.
Yep.
And in about 2 weeks, she just started again on X39.
Yeah.
And she's going to have her doctor check like her kidneys or whatever, and hoping, you know, the numbers are good and so forth. So is there going to be where I should tell her, you shouldn't use the patches for a couple weeks before she has this check, because I don't want her kidney numbers, you know, to go up, or it doesn't matter?
I don't think it matters. I think it will help neutralize everything. I would be wearing those straight up. Mhm.
Thank you so much.
And do we have another question? Did Keisha have a question? Did you have a question, Keisha? Okay, just muted. Okay, and Jess, I'm gonna mute you. I think you've done. Okay, so one more, Nam. Nam, do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
She needs to unmute herself.
You have to unmute yourself, Nam. I can't hear you, honey.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my mother-in-law lives in Michigan, and she literally has 60% use of her heart and her lungs.
Mm.
And she recently has a nodule that they think it's cancer.
Mm.
But prior to her discovering the nodule, I had her on the patches about 3 months. I was like, Mom, I don't care what it is. I'm sending you these. Don't even ask what the cost is. Just promise me you'll use them. So she's been using them. She's on 3 meds for her heart, 3 meds for her lungs. And the doctors told her she will never come off any of her meds.
Mhm.
She's off of one of the hearts and one of the lungs. So I'm so excited.
Wow.
She is going in to get I guess they're doing a biopsy on her lung.
Yeah.
So I'm sending her, well, what I sent her was X39, X39, carnosine, Alavita, and glutathione.
Those are good. What did you send her again?
The X39, 49, carnosine, Alavita, and glutathione.
Yeah, I love those. The only other one, if you could add, it would be Eon.
Oh yeah, and Eon. I did send her that.
Well, I mean, if you can afford all of those, like, I'm just going to tell you, X39 and X40 or X49 and carnosine are the protector of the lung and the heart. X39 and Eon are going to repair the lung, and Alavita and glutathione are going to detox the body for all that fast growing stuff. So, I mean, that's a beautiful protocol. That's a love package right there.
I sent it to her yesterday, and she should get it by Saturday. So we'll see what happens. But I love you guys's. I love this call.
Oh, I'm so glad. And thank you for sharing. And maybe you'd like to do a testimonial on a Thursday night. If you do, please put your name in chat and your number, and we'll grab that. Anybody that's on this call that has beautiful testimonials for Thursday night, just put in chat. I would love to share my testimonial, and I'll grab your number and we'll call for a Thursday night testimonial, because, you know, it's your testimonials that are going to change lives, right? So thank you for that. Debbie, do you have a question?
Yeah, one quick question for the liver. Is it carnosine?
Organ support would be carnosine, and I would do glutathione to detox it, and I would do X39 and Eon. Those would be my 4 favorites for liver. Mhm.
Okay, and you suggested for pain, overall body pain, to me to use the X39, 2 X39s, one on the C5 and one on the L5, also with the Eon on both those locations,
Yeah.
and Lifewave on the sides of those.
Yeah. How did you do?
Started doing it, and I think I'm feeling some, took the edge off at least. I think things are starting to calm down.
Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. So that's her question. She asked me this, I know, at another call, and she just has full body pain, just pain everywhere. And I actually got that from Dr. Nicholas in Arizona. He said sometimes full body pain is nerve related. And so you put an X39 and an Eon right on the C5, which is the neck, the bony part of the neck. Remember, your spine, all the bony things in your spine is your nervous system. And so you want to get for your upper body nerve, X39 and Eon right on your neck, the bottom of your neck, the bone, and then the bony part right above your butt of your spine. And that helps nerve pain on your whole lower body if it's nerve related. And then you just block the pain with some ice waves. So I'm so happy to hear that that's been a protocol, because sometimes full body nerve pain, man, there's nothing worse. So I'm so happy to hear that.
But yeah, it's because it is definitely nerve pain, and it's been for 24 years now.
Wow. Well, once again, Debbie, if you'd like to share that testimonial on a Thursday night, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
I will soon. I'm trying to get everything condensed because so much has gone on in 47 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But the good news is that you're seeing some relief. Like, I think the most part for chronic pain people, when they start feeling a little relief, is hope.
Yes.
I think hope is gone a lot, so I'm so glad that hope is back. Thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing. I see Susan's hand. We're just going a little longer. It just seems like it's real good today. So I just want to be here as long as people want to be here. So Suzanne, did you have another question?
Yes, I did. You're so wonderful. You are one of the most outstanding leaders I've ever worked with. It's emotional. I wanted to state that we're asking people for testimonies, and I know that you're asking for Thursday nights. We can't get them all on Thursday nights. I put my name in chat. I'd love to have some of your testimonies. If you'll just text me, that's the best way I can do. And I'm trying to help the whole team with these great testimonies. Some of the very best we've had in the last couple of weeks have been from this call, by communicating.
Wow.
So
Isn't
we
that
would
beautiful.
we
Yes, so
appreciate that.
absolutely. So you are welcome to, if you'd like to be. So what's lovely is Suzanne is in charge of Monday testimonials. So if you want to do a Monday one, call Suzanne. And if you want to do a Thursday one, call me or call Jan. And then between the two of us, you guys can be heard and help so many. So let me go ahead and put my number down too. And Jan Rand, can you put your number down? Because sometimes I get so busy. Jan is my helper. So thank you, Suzanne. So absolutely, Mondays, Thursdays, we'd love to hear from you. And let's see, who else do we have? Monica, do you have a question? You can unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you for all you do, Marcy. You're just such a gem.
You're welcome.
I have two friends that have just been diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
And so I want to get them on protocols, but I'm not quite sure what to recommend for them.
So it depends on, what's going on with them. And fast growing cells of the breast are tricky because there's different treatments, and you might want to call me one-on-one and we could talk more about it. But basically the patches that help the most with fast growing cells are X39 stem cell activation, because of what GHK does actually to help with fast growing cells. When you look at that, Eon to reduce inflammation, it also helps with keeping fast growing cells away. And glutathione, of course, is going to detox all the yuck out of you. And there's lots to believe that fast growing cells are from toxins, parasites, bacteria, virus, all of those things. And so glutathione is the support of that. Basically, when you are in treatment, there are stages of treatment where you are in the kill, and chemo is the killing agent. And of course, we are the repairing agent. So sometimes you don't, want to mix the kill with the repair, right? Let kill be the kill, let repair come after. And so those are some of the things you need to think about, Monica. But just the general concept is There are agents to kill, to shrink, so you can cut out and get a good margin. And then there are things like our products, which go into the repair and the repair mode. And so those are some of the technicalities that you kind of have to think about. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. And I will definitely give you a call because I think one of them is starting treatment next week. So
Yeah, yep, absolutely. So just once again, give me a call and we can talk one-on-one, because it's a little, depending on what's going on, you know, and once again, I'm not here to treat, cure, or diagnose. I am not the doctor, the oncologist, or the, you know, the their doctor is the doctor, not me. I can just tell you what the patches support, right?
okay, thank you so much, Marcy.
Absolutely.
Marcy, can I add to that? Because we've had
Absolutely.
several people, and you can go back and see a beautiful testimony from a vibrant young woman 2 weeks ago on Monday night, and then another one last week. And in general, we are doing the X39, the X49, the Aeon, and the carnosine. And then we are personally holding off on the glutathione until we at least had them on this for 1 month, so they can go a little bit more gentle. That just is what's working at the people that are attending the Center for New Medicine, and they are coming back and regaining their strength again. Just to add, it's working for them.
Wonderful. And you're doing what again?
39, 49, Aeon, and carnosine, holding off for a month and then starting the glutathione.
Oh yeah, that's a wonderful, that's wonderful too. Wonderful. So the answer is, what is the answer? You just have to understand what different things are trying to do for that particular issue, and when each protocol or when each support is the right timing. So that's just the one thing that you need to kind of understand. And Monica, once again, you can just call me personally on that. Okay, thank you. And who else do we have? Terry, go ahead. And you have to unmute yourself.
Hi, did you mean Terry?
Hi, Terry.
Okay. Hi, Marcy. Thank you. I can't, number one, I just want to thank you for all that you do. I have been on the patches for 6 months. I'm 83 years old, and I had Teflon put into both my vocal cords. I won't go into the story. And it totally took my body down. So I tried the glutathione, and it knocked me flat. So I've tried a little bit off and on. I'm doing right now the X39, the X49, and the Aeon, and I kind of douse to see what my body. I feel like I need some really good direction on how to use these patches, because I'm not like your normal person. I have to deal with Teflon, which is not part of the body structure. Do I believe that this is all correctable and that these patches are going to help? Yes, but I need more direction, and I haven't really known where to turn.
Yeah, I would say based on what's happening for you, you want to gently have the body work to, I'm once again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't 100% know why they put Teflon in your vocal cords, but is the idea that it shouldn't be there anymore and the body's trying to purge it out, or is it supposed to be there? Or I guess I'm a little confused.
I think it's not supposed to be there, and the body, okay, it was put in because I had polio at 12.
Wow.
And one of my vocal cords was paralyzed. Their answer eventually was to inject Teflon into the vocal cord that was paralyzed. So I have been struggling for my health ever since.
Wow.
And I actually dropped out of the medical field because nobody could recognize or would recognize that my body was rejecting. So
I would say for you, for sure, X39 and Eon, like for sure, the X39 is going to activate the stem cells to try to, I mean, honestly, to get that out. And Eon's going to stop inflammation so it can work on it. I would be also doing carnosine. Carnosine is going to love every organ and love your vocal cords as X39 and Eon are working that out. Of course, I'm a big supporter of glutathione and Alavida to help pull the toxin out, but I also know that that is intense, right? Because it's trying to get it and you can't handle it. So if you ever decide to use Alavida or glutathione, use it slowly, like only use like a half of glutathione for like an hour or something, like please do not you're going to have to go so slow. Alavida the same way. Alavida and glutathione will work to pull that out, but it's so toxic that I'm sure you're getting dizzy would be my guess. And so just go, if you decide to use that again, those tubes, just go so slow. You know what I mean? But I would be doing X39, Eon, and carnosine. I might even, if you could handle it, do like 2 Eon and just really try to love, maybe it's 2 X39, 2 Eon, and 2 carnosine, like 2 of those patches don't seem to detox as hard as Alavida and glutathione. Sometimes X39 does. Eon and carnosine are what I call the gentle giants. They're powerful but gentle. So just kind of work with your body and see how it's feeling. But definitely the patches would be X39, Eon, carnosine, and at some point a little bit of glutathione and Alavida. But if that starts tripping you up, then, stop. Maybe you do a half a patch an hour every 3 days. You know what I mean? Like you can go slow, honey. Okay.
Yeah, I'm open. I just haven't known how to do that.
Yep.
The one that I have not tried yet, because I've done the Alavida.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the Nirvana, and I've done the glutathione. But the carnosine I have not had yet. So I'll add that to my.
Yeah, I think that the X39 Eon and carnosine, based on what's happening with you, those would be daily patches for me, just to keep supporting the vocal cords. And then I might try to titrate glutathione and Alavida in and see how I do. Okay. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we have Carrie. Let's go. This has to be our last one, you guys. We've got an hour and a half. I think we've overdone it today. But thank you, Terry. And Carrie, you'll be our last question today.
Thank you, Marcy, for taking my question. I hope you can hear me sometimes. It's a little low on here. But my mom has arthritis pain in her ankle.
Uh-huh.
And she has loss of cartilage in her knee. So I was just wondering, which patches should she be on?
Okay, so she has loss of cartilage, and what else does she have?
Arthritis pain in her ankle.
Okay, so my favorite pain and repair protocol for that would be X39, your stem cell repair, Eon to reduce inflammation, Icewave for pain, and X39 to build lean muscle mass, grow bones. And I like to say X49 is all about the repair of the structure of the body, right? And so that's a great protocol, those 4 for what's going on with her, for sure.
Should she put them directly on her knees and ankles? Is there a specific?
Yeah, she absolutely could. She could just love the spot. You know what I do is I do an X39, Eon, X49, and Icewave on my ankle one day. And then I would the next day put it on the knee. I go ankle, knee. and as if it's, I just rotate between those. Mm-hmm. And you could also try, I'm just giving you some different things to try. Your whole body's light, any spot will do. You could also try all 4 of them right at the base of her spine on the L5 and see if through the nerve she repairs. So I tried that. I'd go L5, I'd go knee, and I'd go ankle. I'd probably do You know what I'm saying, right? L5 for like a 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Then my next 12 hours on, I go knees, 12 on, 12 off. Then my ankle, 12 on, 12 off. And I'd rotate that. And just think of it like, what's that song, you know? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Like just kind of think about that, you know, how you're rotating that around. That will help you.
Thank you so
I
much.
put that in the chat, that song.
I love that song. I'm always like head, shoulders, knees and toes, just off you go, pop it all. Have a good time. All right. So I think we're done. I know Carrie still has her hand up, but we've answered her question. Terry has her hand up, but we answered her question. Suzanne, you have your hand up. Did we answer your question or did you have one more comment before we end the call?
No, I'm going to take that down. Thank you.
Okay, very good. All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming. You know, this is my favorite call of the week. We will see you next week at 9 a.m. for the practitioner call. Have a great rest of your day. Lots of love to all of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Marcy.